So, Ascent has recently returned in the competitive map pool, and whether you love or you hate the map, well, it's here to stay, man. Unfortunately, it's a sad patch for Sova mains as they reinforced our favorite Odin wallbang spot on B main, and the funny thing about it is, it's the only change they made with that map. Now, if you're wondering how much exactly this shifted the meta, let's jump right into the best agents for every map in the current competitive rotation. Before we get into it, if you feel like you've been struggling in ranked recently, well, then you're not alone. We've got a treat for you here. Over at SkillCapped, we've recently published a brand new Calm Aim course that details how any one of you could develop Radiant level aim in just a few weeks. Now, while most players just aim in whatever way feels most comfortable to them, it might surprise you to hear that there's actually a proper aiming technique that pros use to not only make themselves more consistent, but to also help them get more kills like this. In our course, we're going to teach you this proper aiming technique and even provide you with an aim training routine that you can use to instantly start improving your aim and climbing today. Now, unlike other routines, this is a simple, less than 15-minute exercise that you could do before you play that will do wonders for your aim. Not only that, but our site is literally backed by a rank improvement guarantee. So if you don't climb, you don't pay. If you're really looking to climb this act and you want to actually start fragging out in your matches, be sure to check out our new Calm Aim course using the link below. Wise man once said that if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Jett remains a serious threat on Ascent with her instantaneous mobility and verticality. But if you need a fresh duelist pick with more team play capabilities, Waylay is going to be a great substitute. She offers the same mobility as Jett, but with more room to play aggressive thanks to her refract. Now, as much as they reinforce the walls of B main with steel, Sova is still a powerful initiator pick on Ascent. Your team can always rely on his intel gathering utilities that cover a lot of ground in this map. Breach and Tejo are also great for map control and damage dealing utilities that can be used for aggression and post-plant. Now for the Sentinel role, Killjoy remains the queen of this map due to the numerous setups she's capable of in Ascent. Her lockdown also covers a massive area on the map that's always great for retaking, denying space, and delaying time. However, Vyse and Deadlock are also great substitutes if you want to counter rush executes. And lastly, Omen takes the cake as the best controller for Ascent. Smokes that can refresh and a near-sight utility that covers a lot of space? Well, there's really not much to it, and the size of Ascent isn't too difficult for Omen to navigate as he provides smokes for both sides. Icebox was gone for a while, but we all got to rejoice as it finally came back in the rotation and with no known changes to the map, man. Now, thanks to the different elevations on this map, none compares to how Jett and Waylay can play around the areas with ease. Whichever site your team is taking, you're always going to find many viable options for your pathing as a duelist. Now, if you want to switch things up, maybe have a little secondary duelist, Yoru is also a great pick due to how flexible he is when rotating, lurking, or pushing with the team. For Initiator, Sova's Recon and Owl Drone are almost irreplaceable for gathering info. His post-plant capabilities are also top-notch, especially if you have a few lineup tricks hidden in your sleeve. But if you want an up-to-par substitute, Gekko is also a great pickup on this map as well. His wingman is useful and reliable for clearing corners and reaching unique places to plant the spike. Since the A-side on Icebox has a lot of ratty areas, his Dizzy also gains a ton of value if you throw it properly, as it can clear all those corners while reaching all the way back into sight. Sage remains a popular Sentinel pick on Icebox due to how useful her wall is for denying space on mid and both sites and delaying time as well. However, I'd also recommend using Killjoy for nasty lockdown placements, great site coverage, and anti-flank. Now, if you want a little bit more of an aggressive taste in Sentinel, you can also gain a ton of value from using Chamber. You're going to find a lot of great spots to place your TP for that easy escape after getting a pick or two, and as a potentially eternal contestant, no controller does it better on Icebox than Viper. Her wall is just too great at covering the unique map orientation Icebox has, and on top of that, she can safely lurk while supporting her team. And if you're able to build up her ult, the area it covers on both sites just makes it seem so impenetrable, man, as long as you activate it on the right spots. If there is one map in Valorant that's best known for pinch plays, it's definitely Fracture. It's almost a sin not to do aggressive plays and pinch strats if you're playing on this map. Now, as such, duelists like Raze or Neon are simply unparalleled at navigating the ins and outs of Fracture. Tight corners and areas are no match for Raze's Paint Shell, Boombot, and Showstopper. Her satchels are also great for fast-paced movement. Now, on the other hand, Neon is capable of scaling almost instantly with her sprint, which is great for capitalizing on utility dumps and fast rotations. Her relay bolt is also great at covering a ton of corners as long as you direct it properly. Now, for Initiator, it's no surprise that Breach and Tejo dominate the map due to their massive area coverage. Literally all of Breach's utility can easily flood enemies wherever they are on this map. Now, as for Tejo, that ult is absolutely unforgiving in Fracture's tight corners. You're also going to gain a ton of value from his salvos, especially on A, where it can cover Hell and topside simultaneously. Whether you're a Killjoy or a Cypher main, it matters little on this map, as both of them are capable of locking down sites with absolute ease. Killjoy's setups speak for themselves regardless of which site you're playing on. She's also great at gathering early info if you have any flankers. And the most desirable cherry on top is her lockdown on B sewers, which practically covers the entire area. It's also a foolproof tactic again, since Riot reduced the damage guided salvo deals to utilities, which makes it impossible to destroy with just the rockets. Cypher setups are also deadly in this map thanks to the different wire placements and camera spots you can work with. He's also the best agent to lurk with on this map, as he's the only Sentinel capable of covering flank areas from both the north and the south sides of the map. Now, for the king of Fracture, I present to you the All-Father Brimstone. Remember how much we consider this map as the best map to be aggressive on? Now let's amp that up even further with his trusty stim beacon, and you got yourself a nearly unstoppable rush execute. And if that's not enough, his smokes last a long time and can cover 3 choke points on whichever site you're pushing. And as far as post plants are concerned, Molly lineups and his orbital strike are enough to give you nightmares for weeks. And if you're stuck in a corner for the defuse, you're almost guaranteed to die if he sends in the tactical airstrike. Alright, moving on to Haven. Jett has stood the test of time as the top duelist on this map. Regardless of which site you're pushing, she just easily maneuvers her way, whether she ends on an elevated surface or backside as well. But if you want to mix things up a little bit, Yoru is also a great option here as well. Seen a lot more in this year's VCT really brought the Yoru meta back, and he's just been so easy to pick up with almost any team comp. He can also rotate with ease whenever he needs to with the help of his gate crash. Now, if you need a secondary duelist, ISO could be your best, especially with the new buff on his undercut that suppresses all targets it hits. The trajectory of his utility will often gain a lot of value with team site executes across the 3 sites. Sova's recon dart is very useful on Haven, especially if you know a few lineups to throw him safely from or from a distance. His Owl Drone is also the perfect tool for clearing ratty areas like sewers and garage, but if you're looking for more of an aggressive comp with the initiators, the popular Breach and Tejo combo is absolutely insane on this map. The tight halls you have to get through to reach A and C are scary places to be if you have Armageddon ready combined with Fault Line. To this date, Cypher feels just too good to replace on Haven. If you look at the massive coverage he can do for a global setup on defense, you'd understand why he's the best Sentinel for this map. He can anchor a site or two while covering garage at the exact same time, man. And if you got a good read, you can also just easily lock down a site with punishing setups. But if you're not too big on Cypher, you're going to be glad to hear that Chamber does a ton of wonders on this map as well. You can easily aggress on many areas of the map and be able to escape with ease. There are literally tons of rendezvous spots you can use to get your one done and outs. Case in point, this early aggressive peek from sewers, then TP out into a link. Lastly, Omen remains the most reliable controller on this map, believe it or not. If the terrain and landscape of the map fits the paranoia, you know we gotta abuse that thing. It's pretty similar to how we recommended ISO's undercut and Breach's fault line. These utilities that travel far on a straight path just work too well on a map like Haven. His Shrouded Step can also make him a secondary entry fragger if you've got the moves. And to top it all off, Omen's From the Shadows is great on this map for lurking or for quick rotations. We have seen a lot of Lotus matches in this year's VCT, and I believe, personally, the duelist picks have remained a constant. Raze and Neon easily dominates the field thanks to their speed, their explosiveness, and overall overall aggressive playstyle, there's just a ton you can clear with Raze's Paint Shell and Boombot. And that nade, man, it's just too good at denying early space so your team can push forward and control neutral zones. Now, on the other hand, Neon is great at scaling this map, plus her relay bolt can help clear multiple ratty spots at the same time. ISO is also a great secondary duelist if you're going to run a double duelist comp. You can easily grab the enemy's sentinel, locking down a site with kill contract, and have the rest of your team push in while the traps are disabled. Now, for Initiator, Fade remains a top pick on this map because of the amount of haunt lineups you can work with. Prowler is great at clearing corners, and for aggression and utility combos, C's can easily support any molly or damage-dealing utility from the team. Oh, and that Nightfall, absolute chef's kiss of an ultimate regardless of which site you use it on. Now, a good double Initiator comp can also come from Breach and Tejo's undeniable synergy. Well, we've said that a few times in this video, I can see. That's okay. It's crazy how undeniable their synergy is, man. With tons of post-plant utilities to deal with, retakes would be near impossible to pull off if you have both of them alive with full util. Vyse became a popular pick on this map, and for good reason. Her setups are just too good locking down sites, and she doesn't even have to be near the area to keep them alive. She's also really one of the best sentinels to counter full rush executes thanks to her shear and razor vine. If you want a good alternative though, Deadlock is also amazing on this map as well. However, lurkers can easily counter her sonic sensors by walking, so something you need to watch out for if you're playing her. If you want an aggressive sentinel, Chamber's rendezvous spots are also insane on this map as well. The best examples include C Mound to Waterfall and A Rubble to A Link. And last but not least, Omen and Astra are great choices for controllers on this map. Omen's mobility can help with full rush executes, and his paranoia covers a lot of area too. Now, as for Astra, she can easily lurk while helping her team out regardless of where they're pushing. If you're going for a double controller comp, Viper would be a great secondary controller as well. Not only does she lurk well, but she can also act as a pseudo sentinel. Plus, her ultimate gains a ton of value on post plants because of how it can cover the entire site, as well as squeeze through the tight halls and corners. So it's been a while since Pearl came back, and honestly, this map probably faced the biggest changes when it came to the team comps. Raze has always been good on this map because of her molly, boombot, and utility. However, we've seen how Neon can accomplish results despite not having damage-dealing utilities. Her fast lane covers a lot of area for pushing in, and Sprint just helps with scaling long distances with absolute ease. But with the release of Waylay, I definitely see her gaining a ton of value on this map. She can scale as effectively as Neon with her light speed and quickly gather info while being able to escape safely to boot. Pearl's large open area, especially on B, works really well with Waylay's convergent paths as well, so we're likely going to expect this duelist to get picked up a ton on this map. A good secondary duelist for any of these mobility duelists would be Yoru, which can be a great counter to Vyse, especially since she's a top pick on this map. Whether your team Sova or your team Fade, both initiators, they're equally viable on this map. The open areas work pretty well with Recon and Haunt. Now, while the tight and ratty quarters can be cleared out by Aldrone and Prowler, I would slightly lean toward Fade more because her C's and ult are useful utilities for pushing, aggression, and retakes. Tejo is also great as a solo or secondary initiator, but honestly, he's always good at almost every map, so at this point, kind of feels like a hack. Nonetheless, Guided Salvo and Armageddon, they're nasty tools to deal with on this map. Astra remains the top contender for controller on Pearl thanks to her unique mechanics of being able to recall her stars. Cosmic Divide, it's also a pain to fight against, whether it's a fake play or full-on execute. Her ability to lurk while providing support is also commendable as well, especially in a map like Pearl, where the team who controls mid easily gains an upper hand. And finally, for the very last map, we're coming all the way down to Split. And while Split remains Raze's playground, Waylay and Yoru have become viable options as well. Now, I would argue a little biased toward Raze because her Paint Shell and Showstopper feels too good to be true to use on this map, but Waylay can achieve similar results with an added layer of safety due to her Refract. Yoru can also easily capitalize on many Breach and Tejo combos, so it's honestly just going to boil down on preference and who synergizes better with the rest of the team. Now for Initiator, Breach's coverage is too good to waste on this map, and if you have that ult, that's an easy side take right there, man. And if you're running a Breach, you might as well pair it with a Tejo, right? We've all seen how NA teams abuse this combo on splits, so why not do the same in your matches? But if you're looking to gain more info from your initiator, Skye's definitely going to be a good pick for clearing corners and supporting the team with flashes and with heals. Now, if you want to lock down sites in different areas of the map effectively though, Cypher and Vyse is really going to be your best bet. Both Sentinels can either focus on one area or spread out their setup to cover more ground. For Cypher, a simple tripwire on mid can be enough to make your enemies hesitate to push there or at least gather quick info. Same goes with Vyse's shear, and you can even catch one off guard if the enemy doesn't expect it. If you need a little mix-up though, Sage remains a popular choice on this map because of how good she is at stalling the choke points. Her wall does wonders while it's placed on mid or either site. Plus, her slow orbs are perfect for slowing down rushes. And lastly, the controller role falls to Omen on solo or paired with Viper. Omen acts as the main controller, smoking off choke points and scaling to site efficiently with Shrouded Step. As for Viper, she's once again your resident pseudo-sentinel who's just gonna pester the enemy team with her presence, lurking, and conditioning her walls. With Viper on this map, the enemy team will always have to worry about her whereabouts, distracting them from fully focusing their attention on the rest of Viper's team as they push. Anyway, hopefully you learned something from this video or at least enjoyed the watch. And if you're looking to rank up this act, then let me tell you we can help you out today to get you back on track and climbing right away. As mentioned with our brand new Calm Aim course, we're going to teach you everything you need to know about how aiming has developed over the last decade. We're going to teach you the established, proper technique that aim pros use to maximize their accuracy and whiff far less. Aiming can feel so freaking hard sometimes, but we want to help to make it stupid simple for you and get you ranking up in no time or your money back. So don't forget, site subscribers also get direct access to our coaches in Discord, so you can get personalized feedback just for you. Nobody understands how to climb out of low elo more than us, so if you're looking to rank up, be sure to check out SkillCapped using the link below, and I'll catch ya in the next one.